What comes to your mind when I say comedy album? In a musical sense, some of you might be thinking of, well, comedy music. A genre of music that originates back in ancient Greece and ancient Rome, where poets and playwrights of first century comedic theater, such as Aristophanes and Menander, would utilize puns and wordplay to mock politicians, philosophers, and even other artists. This specific brand of comedy would later be adopted by court jesters during the medieval period. In 17th century Italy, comedic operas would start to materialize, and word quickly spread to France, who would start producing their own comedic operas called opera comique. This style of opera would be adopted by many other countries, including Germany, the birthplace of legendary composer and pianist Ludwig van Beethoven, who would utilize the comedic element juxtaposition by performing comedic passages alongside more serious compositions to showcase the contrast between the two. Even though you'd be shit out of luck if you're expecting to hear a flat-out comedy song play on the radio, the genre still has some big names, such as Frank Zappa, Weird Al, Tiny Tim, Reggie Watts, Tenacious D, The Lonely Island, Ninja Sex Party, Your Favorite Martian, and even Filthy Frank to an extent.
Can I have pussy?
On the other hand, you could just be thinking about stand-up comedy albums, which are pretty self-explanatory. In fact, the first albums ever sold commercially were technically stand-up comedy albums. In the late 1890s, vaudeville comedian Cal Stewart would record jokes and comedic short stories under a character he developed named Uncle Josh.
Well, long last summer, there was a circus come to Pumpkin Center. They come parading into town, bands are playing, banners are flying, and animals poking their heads out of the cages. I said to Ezra Hoskins, Ezra, let's you and me go to the circus. He said, all right, Joshua. So we put on our store clothes, our new boots, put some money in our pockets, and went down to the circus. Wow, sir, I never seen anyone in all my life cut up more fool capers than Ezra Hoskins did.
But nowadays, comedy albums are usually reserved for more popular comedians.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And more often than not, the albums are just pre-recorded audio of whatever special said comedian was filming at the time. Most commonly regarded to be the first modern stand-up comedy album was 1958's The Future Lies Ahead by Jewish comedian and satirist Mort Saul. That same year, a collection of recorded segments from the radio show, The Stan Freberg Show, won the first ever Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album. However, the Grammy winner for the Best Comedy Album of 1959 went to the fucking Christmas Don't Be Late Chipmunk song. The Grammys are a fucking joke, further emphasized by the fact that the current record holder for most Grammys won by a comedian is Bill Cosby, who won the Grammy for Best Comedy Album 6 consecutive times from 1965 to 1970, and then once more in 1987 with his album Those of You With or Without Children, You'll Understand. Oh, I hear you loud and clear, Mr. Cosby, and I believe you should be a free man.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
On October 3rd, 2008, someone by the name of Mr. Shit released an album titled The Bad, the Good, and the Ugly Gangster Comedy. At one point, you were able to listen to the album on Spotify. You can still find it on there, but every song has been removed. And don't even bother looking at Mr. Shit's Spotify account. No one has even uploaded a rip of the album on YouTube or SoundCloud. But somehow you can stream the album on Amazon and even buy the CD for $2.99 plus shipping. However, I can't find shit about Mr. Shit. Seriously, there's literally jack shit about him anywhere. No Wikipedia, no related social medias, not even a mention on some forum in the deep corners of the internet. The album itself doesn't even have any reviews on Amazon. There's literally nothing. All we have is just the album. Originally, I wanted to go all out and review each track on the album, considering the fact that this is the first ever video about it on YouTube. But after actually listening to the album, This is something you need to experience yourself. I couldn't bring myself to spoil the album in any way. However, for archival purposes and conveniency, I'll be uploading the entire album on this channel once this video is uploaded. So if anyone does want to take the mantle and review the album, you won't have to jump through as many hurdles as I had to in order to find the fucking thing. Also, if anyone has any additional info about Mr. Shit, or if you are Mr. Shit, leave a comment, blah blah blah. I would just like to know what he's up to nowadays. But if you really want to know what score I'd give this album, I'd give it a...
McGoogles is me name, I like a swampy bog. It's time to play a game with your favorite Highland frog.
out of 10.
I'm a half brother and my fully